Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse, and today we have a life-changing emergency. Mankind may not be the same after this, so we are immediately going to the rescue to see if we can solve this issue, which is really bad. The pool pump has stopped working, so we need to figure out what's going on here, and that's not good. I'm sure we will manage to figure it out, but at the moment it's not doing anything. So let me just show you. I've taken the lid off there, and it's not entirely tight down there, so water is seeping through, so it has filled up. So if we go over here to the Fossibot and turn that on, power here. It doesn't do much. There's supposed to come water up over there and sucking down water there. Naturally, that's of course because I have turned it off. Let's try and turn it on. That's not good. That's the wrong way. And that's of course because there's water there and higher pressure, so yeah, I can't do that with the lid off. But it's not sucking water through, and it's not. It should really be turning the water around here, and it's as if it's not. So I'm gonna take it apart. So we're gonna turn off the Fossibot. That name is getting to me, Fossibot. So yeah, I brought a screwdriver. I put it right there when we started this emergency. So yeah, let's take this apart and see what's. I think I need to take the hoses off. Yeah. So let's take the hoses off. Let's get rid of the water a little bit. There. And release the hoses! Or the hose! So I have an O-ring on here, a red one. I've been using a bit of chlorine to keep this clean, and I see that the O-ring has lost some color on that regard. Now we need that. Okay, that's perfect. So in the bottom of the pump there's 3 screws, and I saw that, and that's why I got the Phillips head screwdriver here. So we're gonna release the screws. We're gonna take the pump out and see what we're dealing with here. I must admit, I do have an extra pump, but that doesn't mean that I don't want this one to work. Quite a lot of this pump is just plastic. That's really amusing. I find that very interesting, that all the bottom part of it is mostly just nothing. I see that some snails and some stuff has gotten in here, gotten that dirty, but yeah. Then this thing locks in place, and I should be able to turn that, which I am not able to. It has gotten stuck. Oh, there we go. You see, it has some grooves here that it goes into, and then you can get it up. And then we have this thing, which some reason isn't turning. That is a bit weird. Is it supposed to do that? It might just have gotten stuck in the wrong direction. It seems like it has it can go up here and not turn around, and then it can go down there and it has to turn around. So maybe it's just a matter of taking the thing out and cleaning this a little bit, and I think it might just work again. So this is magnetic. This is a brushless pump. So this goes in here, and so this can go up further and not turn around. I do wonder when it's supposed to do that. Maybe if something... Well, it doesn't turn very well here. Well, I think I'll put this back in and put the cover on, and I want to see if this will turn. So that's just putting this on, and that has another rubber seal. I'm sure it would be easier to get on and off if I lubricated that, but yeah, I think this should do the job. Let's see. I'll go turn it on. If you look very carefully, if it turns around correctly, I think we can get you almost all the way down there. Yeah, it spins around down there. So, I think I want to try and put some water in there, just see if it spits it out correctly. So we have some water here. That doesn't sound right. I was really expecting it to throw that water out way quicker than that. I'm not happy with that. Okay, so I think this this pump has worn itself out. It seems like to have a safety mechanism here that if it gets stuck, this thing can be brought up, and then it will slide over, and not then this can turn around and this don't have to follow. And there seems to be some wearing on the plastic here that kind of tells me that is probably what has happened, that it has been worn out. So I think I'll prolong the life of this pump with a bit of super glue. So one of the safety mechanisms will be gone. Okay, so a bit of Chinese super glue to the rescue. So yeah, I think I told about this in another video, that when you buy stuff on AliExpress, sometimes you have to purchase for 10 euros or dollars, I forget, to get free shipping. And to get free shipping, I just put weird stuff in the order stuff that I thought I'm gonna need that at some point, and super glue was one of those. So now I have these little super glues, and there's like there is enough for one use in there. Each time that you need a little bit of super glue, well, you have one of these, and there's next to nothing in it, but there is usually just enough to do the little job that you need to do. So we're gonna super glue the hell out of this. I'm gonna put a bunch on there. There. And then we need to put this on the right way, otherwise we're screwed. And I think that needs to go there. And yeah, we'll just hold that tight for a little bit. Make sure that this metal is not glued. There. And we'll let that dry for a little bit. It does have a cap, so you can keep the rest for later. It doesn't last very long after the hole in it, so yeah, we need to glue something else soon. Okay, so it has dried for a little bit. There was a tiny little washer that I put in this glass for it to not disappear. Can you see that? I've zoomed in too much. But there is a tiny little washer that goes on top of that. And then the rubber thing stayed in the lead this time, so we're gonna put that on there. So now this whole thing is one piece. So we should have less rambling. Well, I do most of the rambling. Rattling. There, I think we'll let it dry for another few minutes before I put water in it. I don't know how super... Well, I could actually just put the rest of this together. That wouldn't mind. That wouldn't matter. So yeah, we can put the screws and stuff back. Okay, I put all the screws in, so it's been a couple of minutes more. So now it's time for the hoses. And what this pump does is that, well, you have the filter here, which I'm naturally gonna replace now that I have it out anyway. But water comes in from the pool, and it goes through the filter, and it goes into the bottom where the pump is sitting, and then it's blown out. So or pumped out. So we're gonna put the hose on here. We're gonna fasten this plastic tightening thing. I'm amazed that these still work. I must admit I would have expected them to break a few times by now. So that's the water in. This one is the water out. So we're gonna do exactly the same thing here. These pumps aren't expensive, but and I actually have two other pumps, but this one uses, even though it's 230 volts, it doesn't use a lot of power, so I kind of like that. The other ones that I have is 12 volt pumps, but it turned out to be 12 volt AC pumps and not DC. I was hoping for DC power pumps, but well, I didn't get that. I bought the wrong ones. So and I did make a video where I changed the pump to run off 12 volt DC instead of AC, with a little piece of electronic in between, but that electronic didn't last too long. So at the moment this is what we're doing. So let's get the new filter. So here is a new filter. It's not a new filter, it's a cleaner filter. I've cleaned this one multiple times. So let's put that in, and we put the lid on, and we turn that. There. Down here is where I turn the water on and off for the system. So we're gonna turn the water on again, and 2 hoses. There, water is on. And now we just need to let the air out. So now our Chinese glue is getting some water for sure. There. And we'll put the pump back. Oh, I sure hope this works. There. Okay. Pump is back where it usually sits. Just gonna get the piping a little bit out of the way so I don't step on. These hoses seems way too low, but it is actually nice to be able to move the pump out a bit and clean it like we just did. So yeah, rambling again. So the moment of truth. Oh yeah, here's the other pump. At the moment it has a very important job, and that is to keep the lead up, so that oh yeah, we are back in business. Not a nice sound though, but it is pumping. I hope that stops at some point. Okay, so I discovered that the pump had stopped working because I was out here preparing to do my daily routine on the little pool here. So I'm gonna sweep the bottom now, and I found a new way of doing it so that I get more of the stuff near the pump so that it's filtered out. And that is by going each way around the pool and ending just before the pipes over here. And there's not a lot in it today, so but overnight all the stuff goes to the bottom. And I make sure to not stir the water more than I need to. That's it. And then I have this little net to remove all the flies that has chosen to commit suicide by drowning in my pool overnight. So I'll just get those out of there. Okay, I'm not gonna say that world peace has been restored, but my inner peace has been restored. I have difficulties expressing how much I enjoy this little pool, and especially this year, this pool house, the transparent tent that I put up around it, it has done wonders. The pool stays way warmer than it has been the last few years. I haven't even messed around with the water heater thing, just because it becomes so warm in here. The water stays a lot warmer than it has previous years. Plus, I don't cover the pool every night. The last year I built a wooden thing to put on top of the pool that every night had to come on to prevent bugs and leaves and stuff to go into the pool overnight. I do still get a few bugs, but it's nothing compared to what I had with the cover off. A little wind and I would have the pool full of leaves and dirt and crap. I don't have that with the greenhouse. the transparent tent here, and it's just lovely. And the water in the pool stays warm, a lot warmer. We could actually go and check the temperature. I do have a thermometer in here, as you might know if you follow my videos. There's a little thermometer here, and okay, it's only at 23 degrees. It's early in the day, but 23 degrees is not bad. This pool usually is able to heat up 2.5, 3 degrees over a full day of good sun. And right now the sun is over here. At midday it's gonna be over there, so it's an hour away or so, and then it's have more clear sky all the way over here. So I really need to cut down some trees over here to have full sun in the pool house. But yeah, it's a weird priority, I know, but I do have a plan to cut the trees down this year, just because they've become so big, and I cut them down every 2-3 years, or maybe it's more like 3-4 years. So yeah, pool pump emergency restore. Yeah, that's a good title. So I don't think I can pump any more contents out of this. If you really like my video, there is a super thank button down there that I have no idea if it works, because no one has ever used it yet. I've had it for months, so yeah, test it out for me, please. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.